On our last episode of our story time, we left off where we basically talked about the competition and everything that led up to the day of the competition. So now we continue from here. Now, for those of you who are familiar with my daughter, my beautiful little princess, Ruth Wilson, when she sees a mic and a camera, she gets out of control. So right there and then I realized that if I had to be a part of this competition, I am not going to be able to do it at home. So I drove out of my house and I went all the way to Massey because it's a Sunday, it's closed, nobody is there, no one is expected to come in, and it was just going to be me. I went to the competition early. My husband was watching. I think my mom was watching. I'm not sure because I already told him that I was going to be a part of the competition as well. So I was just sitting down and observing and watching and watching and watching. And well, the time was going and I never got a chance, because here's what began to happen. When I tell y'all that God looked down at heaven and said, you ain't signing in on that account, God did me dirty. God did me dirty, okay? Because when it was time for me to pull up to do my song, mind you, I have been very observant with the way the competition was going the whole time. And there were some things that I wasn't pleased about, but we're not going to discuss that. So when it was my time, I tried signing in on the account, and lo and behold, the password was wrong. I wasn't getting to sign in. Everything was failing me. I went into the group and I asked the coordinator, can I use my own account without the video? If I get into the next round, we'll figure things out along the way and find another account with 1,000 followers for me to use. Well, because the competition was ongoing, no one responded to my original message. I had a friend who was also a part of this competition. She sang already, and she used her account. So I once again asked the coordinator, can I use a contestant's account who is a friend of mine? And the coordinator responded and said, as long as they're okay with it, we're okay with it. So it's like, cool. So I came into her inbox, I had a conversation with her, and I told her, I'm getting some trouble. The alternative account that they gave me is not working. Can I use yours? And she's like, sure, no problem. And once again, God looked down at me, be like, I told you, you are not signing in on TikTok to sing. What are you trying to do, girl? What are you doing, girl? So here's our problem here. So here's our problem here, right? So Meta has joined all of our accounts together. So most persons have their Instagram, their Facebook, their TikTok, even their WhatsApp, all connected into one account. This is the reason why if you post on Facebook or you post on Instagram and your Instagram and Facebook are connected to each other, it'll simultaneously post what you post on Instagram will simultaneously be posted on Facebook. That is how they're creating it. So it is a little bit difficult for you to simply sign out of one social medium without signing out of all of them. When I tell you we were having trouble that night for me to borrow my friend's account, we were having trouble. It just wasn't working. And eventually, I gave up. I call it quits. I'm not gonna lie, I had tears in my eyes. I was upset. I was mad. I was feeling all sorts of emotions. And one of the main things I was feeling so bad about is that God, if I knew this was not going to work out, I would not have been a part of this thing. I wouldn't have drive out my house. I want to waste my gas to come till here just to sit down and listen to everybody else sing, and I didn't even get my chance. And I tell you, when I tell you that I was so upset, I was emotional. I wanted to cry so bad because I'm a little weakling when I get ready. Okay, I still cry. I'm human. I really wanted to cry so bad, and I packed up my speaker. I packed up everything that I had set out for me to present my song, Sea of Forgetfulness, and I started to drive and go home with the hope that somebody was still going to contact me and I can probably still do the performance, pull over and do the performance real quick, put my lights on and still do the performance. Well, I guess for some reason, when I left, God is like, no, this ain't finished yet. They're going to call you. They're not finished yet. So I drove the line top, and I forgot that that same Sunday, March 8th, was actually Buxton Mash. It was Buxton Mash. And Buxton Mash is like mash on the road. Everywhere was blocked off. The traffic was nuts. I was in traffic for over an hour trying to get through Buxton. And it's like, if I couldn't even try to turn back because the whole road was taken up. There was police everywhere. And guess who called me in the middle of that traffic? The coordinator of TikTok Battle with the Voices, or Battle of the Voices, or whatever. And she called me, hello, can you pull over the side of the road so you can still be a part of the competition? I was like, girl, it's Buxton Mash. There is no way for me to pull over. Where am I going to pull over? Again, I'm still, my eyes are glossy, full of water. I had a lot of tears in my eyes. I was so upset. I was like, that was my chance and I blew it. I felt like I blew my chance. So I was still listening on my phone, and at the end of the competition, I heard Melly Mel ask, was there any contestants that we missed? And the coordinator said, yes, there are 3 contestants that will not be a part of the competition tonight. One of them got blackout, so she won't be able to join. Cheapio. One of them was stuck at work, so they will not be able to join work. And then there's Ruth, who was not able to sign into our alternative account with the 1,000 followers. And since we can't see her, she already left, and now she's stuck in traffic at the Buxton Mash, so she will not be able to be a part of the competition. For any of you asking why I couldn't find a place to pull over on the side of the road, if you are not a Guyanese, then you don't understand when I say it was Buxton Mash. There was noise everywhere in the surrounding area. So even if I found a spot to pull over to do that performance, it was going to be graded, and I probably would have still been eliminated because I was not in the best of areas to even do the competition or to sing. I was in a bad spot. I went home. I was mad. I vented. I was frustrated, and I called it a night. And the life lesson for that is, I don't even know what it is. Oh, yeah. The life lesson for that part there simply is, God is always going to pull all his plans out. Make sure he deviate yours when he knows it's not something you were supposed to be a part of in the first place. When I tell y'all, God did me dirty, okay? He took away my voice, prevented me from signing in on the alternative and my friend's account, made me drive through on the line top and had me stuck in traffic. So I couldn't pull over nowhere to even be a part of the competition. And as I went home that night, I saw that I was automatically eliminated from the competition. I never got a chance to perform. I never got a chance to sing. Never got that chance. Another life lesson that I want to share with you guys on that. At the beginning, if you reach this far, thank you, because I know it's long. But at the beginning, I was saying that I kept looking for excuses to be a part of this competition. And one of the things I was thinking of is, hey, Melly Mel's platform is big enough, and I wanted to have my face shown and have my voice heard so that when Mirror Mirror comes out, people would be like, hey, she was the girl that was on the TikTok Battle with the Voices competition, and look at she. And people would have known my name before the song came out. As I sat down and I think about it a little bit, what do you think the life lesson on that is? You know, I was trying to jumpstart my career without God. Yep. And God was like, we gonna do this my way or no way. Oh, God made sure that it was done his way too, because I said it in an interview. I always know that God's timing is always the best. And the timing for me to be a part of that competition wasn't it. It wasn't it. And I didn't realize that until this happened March 8th. 3 days later, March 11, that's when I got the epiphany. I had a Joey Tribbiani moment. Y'all ever watch Friends? Every time whenever the others figured out something in like 0.2 milliseconds, it takes Joey like about 5 seconds to realize, that's what it was supposed to be.
Hey. Hey. Hey, so what is the big surprise? Hey, my sweater.
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
I had that epiphany. And here's how I had that epiphany. It's wild. So, like my daughter, I'm always humming a song too, whether it is a made up one or just a song that I know that just pops into my head and I just start humming. I came home from work early and I was on my bed scrolling social media, and it was like right there, I realized that while I was humming, I was like, wait a minute, I can pull my tones again. I can sing again. I was like, yay, I got my voice back. I had the Joey Tribbiani moment. I was like, wait a minute. Again, no warning. My voice just automatically came back and I didn't even realize that my voice was back, but it was back. And right there and then I was like, God, it was all you. This whole time I thought that the devil was against me. The devil was turning everything around and making this thing difficult for me, just for me to fail. But it was actually God trying to divert me from doing something I wasn't supposed to do in the first place. And another life lesson here, don't question God. Sometimes it's not worth questioning God. Sometimes you just leave certain things unquestioned. All I could think about in that moment was God had a reason why he didn't want me to be a part of that competition. It's raining right now, guys. Maybe it was because something bad was up the road. Maybe he was teaching me a lesson that I'm trying to jumpstart my career without him, and he was not going to let that happen. Mirror Mirror came out just in time. The song got pushed out just in time. And everything that has happened, every interview, every share, every comment, every encouragement, every single thing that came out and around mirror was all God. I'm sticking another life lesson here. When I had that conversation with my friend, and I had to tell that friend what happened, and all we could do was laugh. That's all we could have done. And that friend gave me another life lesson, which I'm going to use to end this entire story time by simply saying, if you have to find justifiable reasons for you to do something that you know inside is not a part of God, is not something God wants you to do, is not going to bring God no glory, don't do it. Don't do it. And you know what's the crazy part? Is that we always know. We know when something is going wrong. We know when we're not supposed to do something. But sometimes we always ignore our doubts and we go ahead and do what we want to do anyway. I knew somewhere deep down I was fighting in my spirit. I wasn't thinking about what if I lose. I was thinking about what if God was going to be happy about this? What if he approves of me doing this? And because I ignored my doubts, I ignored God's voice, I ignored everything, God start his project and put into motion of making everything fail to prevent me from performing that night. And that was my spiritual awakening. Yep. So with everything I have shared so far, I hope that you guys have taken the life lessons with you. But at the end of the day, the biggest life lesson is, if you know in your heart that you have doubts about something and you know somewhere deep down that what you are thinking about to do is wrong, it's not going to give God no glory. It won't do you any good in the long run. You're trying to jumpstart something that you already talked to God about, but you feel like God is not speeding up the process fast enough, so you are going to jumpstart it without God. If you know it's not going to bring him no glory, don't do it. Don't risk your place in heaven doing something that you're going to regret. Would I have regretted being a part of the competition? Maybe, maybe not. We just don't know. But you know who knows? The one that's bringing the rain down on me right now. He knows. And for that, I'm just grateful that I am able to tap in and listen to God's voice. I'm just happy. I'm in a place where I am content and I am happy with where my career has launched. I am not where I want to be, but I am happy with where I am because I am better off from what I started with 2 months ago than what I was trying to do this whole time. And I'm going to keep saying it over and over again. Every single thing we do has a timestamp. And everything that happens in the time that it happens, it was because of God. God knew that if you started it before, it probably wouldn't have worked out. If I had started bringing out music before, it probably wouldn't have worked out in my favor. And for that, I am super thankful that I have God in my corner. And with that, I want God to be the constant driver for every single thing that I do going forward. Every song that I write, every song that I bring out, every decision that I make, I always include the driver, and that's God. And that's my encouragement to you. I know it's a long one, but that is your story time for today. Like I said, it would have been heavy and spiritual. Thank you so much for listening. I also want to say thanks to even the coordinator and the owner of Battle of the Voices, the TikTok competition, of even choosing me to be in the top 25, because honestly, I felt like maybe if God could have pushed it even further, he would have even had me eliminated from there. But I felt like God wanted to teach me a lesson like he taught Jonah, had him in that fish for 3 days until he's like, I told you to do this and you gonna do that, okay? And I felt like I had that Jonah and the big fish moment. And if you don't want to have that Jonah and the big fish moment, don't do what I did. Take these life lessons with you and make something out of it. With that, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Facebook, and keep up with me. I got more stuff coming. I always got stuff coming. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And I'm going to see you guys in the next interview, the next YouTube post, the next TikTok post, the next Instagram post, the next Facebook post, the next something. I'm going to see y'all. Y'all take care. Bye.